Chelsea vs Bournemouth was the worst game I have ever seen. I had to stay up all night today to watch that game. I was watching F1 qualifying to about 1:30 last night, and then I started watching the game at 2 o'clock. And I had to stay up an extra 2 hours to watch a shambolic performance like that. That was abysmal. What did we actually do? The whole game, we were not posing any threat to the Bournemouth defense. Our midfield was stagnant and had no ambition or creativity or idea what to do. And our defense was bombarded by Bournemouth's attack. Bournemouth were at us constantly throughout the game. They were defensive at times, and then they would just press us when our defenders were on the ball, causing us just to play with Sanchez. And Sanchez would just kick it long because, there was no options to pass to. And then it was up to Delap to get to the ball, or Guiu at the end. And both strikers today had a shambolic performance. I think the 30 minutes that Delap was on, he got bodied by, what's the defender's name that was on the pitch? Just have it up. Cementi or something? Because, he got bodied by him the whole game. To the point where, when we were defending a corner, he got put into a challenge with him, and I think he ended up falling on his... Delap ended up falling across Cementi onto his shoulder, causing him to have major discomfort. I think where he put his shirt to cover to hold and support his arm as a sleeve. That was really described poorly, but yeah, he had a sleeve on. He basically had a sling on for his elbow, and he had to come off immediately where Goo came on, and he had no option or no answer to Cementi either. Cementi had the game of his life today. He had everyone on lock in the team. And he's a second choice defender for Bournemouth, and he outshone all our players today. He was everywhere. He was getting into every challenge, to the point where he ended up getting cramp and getting injured at the end as well, because he put in such a performance. Where then their last 23-year-old defender came on, and I was hoping that he was going to be a bit shaky, so then we could get something from the game. But no, he put a foot. He didn't put a foot wrong either. The whole Bournemouth team today was sensational. They had a game plan. They executed the game plan. They came at us, and we did not have an option. We didn't have an answer. We had no answer up front. We had no answer in defense. The only person that had an answer was Robert Sanchez. And he had the game of his life. He stopped us from going probably 3-0 down to this Bournemouth team, who haven't even got a point in their last 5 matches. What? What are we doing? What is this game? What's going on? This is crazy. This is ridiculous. Coming off the bounce of Barcelona, coming off the bounce of Liverpool, we were at such a high, and then we've just dropped so far down. The shape today from Enzo Maresca, I can't even fault Enzo Maresca, because the team that he brought out was a good team. It was a good team. We had Palmer back in the 10, Garnacho and Neto on the flanks, Enzo and Reece in the midfield, although, to be fair, Gusto ended up being in the midfield the majority of the time with Reece James defending. We had Fofana and Chalobah start, which was one of the main grievances from the Leeds game, where we had, a complete change of the back line. Cucurella started as well, and Sanchez in goal. we played as a 4-2-3-1, but we really had no options. Delap up front and Giyu just had no answers. Their link-up play was bad, to say the least. They don't have an eye for goal at all. No shots really taken from, any good positions. We ended up, I think Delap shot once outside the box, just, for shits and gigs. And then Pedro Neto had some shots off. They were wayward. We just had wayward shots. Nothing of substance. We didn't even win a corner in the whole game. Like, what? I don't think I've ever watched a Chelsea game where we've never won a corner. We didn't even get a single corner in the game. Like, that's unheard of against this Bournemouth team. Like, what are we doing? We're supposed to be at the top of the table or around there, chasing Arsenal. Arsenal dropped points today. This is a perfect game. We knew what we had to do. We saw Arsenal drop points. All we had to do was get a result against this Bournemouth team, and we didn't show up. That's it. Simple as. We just didn't show up. We were bossed in the midfield. Bournemouth wanted this way more than we did. Pedro Neto, he was one of the only people that can hold their head up high today. He was everywhere. He was running across the whole right side of the pitch. He was chasing down he was applying press all the way to the goalkeeper and then coming back to defend against Semenyo. I'm looking at the Bournemouth. They played a 4-1-4-1 position formation. Pretty much everyone was behind the ball, and then they just broke on the counter attack. Although, to be fair, we didn't even pose much of a threat on the attack for them to counter. So they had the ball the majority of the time anyway. But you could see what their game plan was. They were behind the ball when we had the ball, and then were trying to get on the counter. But because we just didn't have the ball, it became a weird situation where no team was doing anything. We couldn't execute our game plan, and they were just coming at us. And it was just a boring game, I'll be honest. And genuinely, this is like a snooze fest. A literal snooze fest. From beginning to end. Nothing happened at all. Cole Palmer clearly was not up to it today. He's clearly not match fit. We're trying to start Cole Palmer. But realistically, he should have come on the 60th minute. Maybe 50th. I don't know. But he was misplacing passes. He's not fit to do a box-to-box role. He can't play the 10 at the moment. He needs to be brought into the team slowly rather than just, come off the bench for one game and then start the next within a matter of a couple days. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. And yeah, up front, Garnacho, what did he do? Not much. Pedro Neto, good work rate and tenacity. Again, he wasn't really pinging in accurate crosses. He was making incorrect decisions still. But I understand that because he was everywhere. He was running up and down the pitch. He was 1 minute next to the goalkeeper, another minute next to Sanchez, our goalkeeper. He was everywhere today. Enzo Fernandez, bleak performance. Cucurella, another bleak performance. Really not much to say, to be honest. Just poor performance overall, and we should have capitalized when Arsenal dropped points, but we didn't. Now we're 5th in the table. 1 point behind 6th and 7th. Who is that? Who is in 6th and 7th? Let's have a look right now. Even though I really don't want to look at the table. 1 point behind Everton. 2 points behind Brighton. 2 points behind Sunderland. 2 points behind Liverpool, and 3 points behind Tottenham and Newcastle, and Man United. So really, there's only 3 points between us and 12th. That's scary. We really need to start performing. This isn't good enough. Should be next to Arsenal at 33 points. Not 15 games and still have only 25 points. What are we doing? Anyway, move on to the next game. Bring on Atlanta in midweek. Let's root for the Champions League. Let's get another one of those, because I don't think the league is really realistic anymore. It sucks, but you'll see how we go. Like and subscribe. Comment what you think. See ya.